bring this in a little bit. Hola, hola, hola. ¿Cómo están todos? ¿Cómo están todos? How are you all? Hello, everybody. Just make sure that this is plugged in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to His Cross Science. My name is Maureen. And today we're going to be having a quick craft. Well, not too quick, but we're going to be having a quick craft. Sort of, kind of. And it's going to be, we're going to be making ornaments. So I hope you guys go ahead and join us. Hope you guys can join us today. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm all the way here in Tampa, Florida, where we finally got a little bit of cool weather. So how are you guys? Just looking for myself here. Thank you for those that are joining here on Craft on the Clock. And I'm sorry for the late notice. If it's a very, gotta sign up kind of late. I'm so happy to be here. All right. I am showing everything here. So let's get started. We have lots to do. We're making ornaments today. It's a Christmas ornament. We're going to be using clay. Let me get it right here. We're going to be using this clay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, I forgot to get something out. Hold on a second. I knew I was forgetting something. Hi, Jackie Webb. Thank you so much for being here, for joining us. All right, let's see if we could get some other friends here. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Hello, Miss Amanda. How are you? Thank you for the love, friend. Thank you for the love. I am going to get started on this. By the way, if you're watching me right now via live, that means there's a little red notification there that you're live. That means that you could go ahead and let me know what you like about this, any comments, anything you would like to share with us, and I'll be able to answer you right now, right here. And also would like to give you some shout outs. So please leave me a comment to let me know where you guys are watching from. As I said, I'm all the way here in Tampa, Florida. And if this is your first time being here, do let us know. We'd love to be very welcoming to our newcomers, and hopefully it will make you feel at home and that you may be able to stay with us a little while longer. This episode is being streamed right into Craft from the Clock, which is a group of crafting. It's a crafting group that is available 24/7 for you. It's completely private, so you need to just request to join in. I'm going to go ahead and get started. As I said, we have some things to do. So we are going to be taking today. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Lavender Lace and with Lori. Thank you so much for being here, friend. Jackie, thank you from Indiana. Thank you, Miss Janet Everly. And you're watching from Kentucky. Lots of friends watch from Kentucky. All right, so we have a medium size and a bigger size ornament. I am going to be working on the medium size just for time reasons. And I'm going to be leaving this one a little bit for a little bit later. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to take this off. And this from, I got these as a yard sale. It was a yard sale when we got this. Thank you, Kefani. Thank you so much. And thank you all for all the love that you gave me during the this weekend. Thank you so much. Tanner family, what is it? Quail Farms. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. And I think, is this your first time here? Welcome, welcome. And Tony Hawk. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, thank you. You're really sweet. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching me, by the way. We're watching, we're doing this simultaneously streaming via YouTube. So, all right, the first thing that we're going to do, this is just a little ornament, obviously, just like this. Little ornaments that are just the clear acrylic ornaments that are sold everywhere. And I'm going to be removing this part right over here. I'm going to be taking something that you could kind of be able to put inside here that may be able to be actually a little thicker, just so that it could it'll be easier for us to kind of hold. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find something much thicker to insert in there. And I'm just going to go hold it like this. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hold it down. Thank you, Mary Snyder and Miss Cheryl. Thank you. And happy Monday to you guys. Today is Monday, November the 3rd. Can we believe this? All right, we got a new bag of clay, and this is the air dry clay that I use. That was my go-to the most. I know some of you have already mentioned some other brands, so I need to be more meaningful about being able to start buying some of those, just to start getting my hands or start checking other brands. But theirs is pretty affordable and very accessible. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that down, or put it on the side. And I always like to cover it. Hold on a second. I'm going to walk my talk. I am going to walk my talk. I'm going to go ahead and put a damp paper towel over this, so as we walk our talk. Okay? And just to keep it moist as we are working. Right? Thank you, Cheryl and Pamela. Thank you so much, friends. I appreciate you being here on this Monday. I don't usually come to this time of the day, so I'm really happy to be here. All right, what we're going to do here is that I got a new mold, by the way. Purchased this one, and I thought, perfect. I want to use it. I really want to use it. And this one only cost me $4, you guys. Simple $4, and I could tell you, I got it through Amazon. 2 different size bows, and as I go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and use the bigger size. So the first thing, the order to do the clay mold, if in case you have not done it before, we are going to go ahead and dust our mold, our cast, with some cornstarch. Ice Wave Drake, how are you? Thank you for being here. And Twisted Gertie, thank you for being here. If this is your first time watching, welcome. My name is Marie. My page name is This Girl Science. I love doing home decor, handmade home decor that is easy, very affordable, easy to make, and always with a little hint of elegance. That'll be me, if you kind of want to put me on a nutshell. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this one, you guys, and this is because I love creating. We're going to be using just the outer part of this. I love using this and cut it up, and I'm going to show you, and then be able to use this right. So I'm going to go ahead and start pressing down, and we're going to do lots of different casts just to put it on here. To do something that is rounded, as we are doing today, it's best to always do it with clay, or with some what I'm trying to say, clay, or the word escaped me. Clay, or I'm still trying to remember. Resin. Clay or resin will be my go-to if I'm doing some type of curved surface. And the reason why is because it will be a lot easier, especially the resin that is still fresh. It will be a lot easier to mold while still wet. So filled it up, this one on the top. Going to go ahead and start working on my other ones. And in this one, so I'm just gonna go different ones. Let's see. Hello, Miss Brenda, how are you? And by the way, guys, I am sorry, I've been very distracted still. It's been a very eventful weekend. For those that do not know, my grandmother, who has been battling dementia and and had a stroke recently. Went on to had an address changed. She went ahead and had an address change. Now she doesn't have any address. So she had an address change. It happened on Halloween night. Halloween early day, the first hour in Halloween. So on the 31st. That's when she moved on. She moved over to be with her Savior. So praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Isn't that what we all, strive for? If you're a believer in Christ, that is what the ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal. All right. So I'm going to just making sure we got these all done. Got the last one. Thank you, Miss Glenda. Miss Cindy, thank you. Amen. It's kind of this is my first actual loss. That is the closest. When my grandfather died, my grandfather had left the house, had separated from my grandmother. And so he's not as felt as much as his death, and his death was about 18 years ago. My grandmother has been different. It has been the actual first time that I have lost someone that is really truly close to me. But it is true, you guys. The Bible is true. I could tell you that much. We don't mourn as those that mourn without hope. And that is very true. We mourn with the hope, knowing that, knowing that she's in a better place, and that, and that we'll soon, we have that hope to see her once again. So, hope she got a new beautiful house over there. As I said, she changed her address. Got an address change. So, it's bittersweet for sure. Really happy for her. Really, really joyful. You miss her. And I guess it's different because I don't live over there in Colombia. But one day I will be going back. And that's, I guess, when it really, truly will hit me that she's no longer with us. I'm a visual person. So I kind of have to see it to, I wonder if Doubting Thomas, the disciple from the Bible, and I wonder if Doubting Thomas was more of a visual learner, not to excuse him, but more of a visual learner, and kind of had to see, that the wounds of Jesus and see him alive to believe it. I kind of now understand. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for being here from Creating Cindy's Creations. Maybe he was a more of a visual learner and needed to see to believe, because, visual learners have to see things. So as I said, not because I am excusing him, but it is that's kind of my take on it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my brush to start painting. And the color that I'm using is going to be, and look, I have this here, you guys, because I lost the cap. I lost the cap, and this is how I keep it from drying out. I'm going to be using a color called, and I'm really liking this color. It's is called Parchment, and I'm really loving it. So we're going to go ahead and give this, look at that. It's kind of like a nice, beautiful, kind of like a stone, kind of like a light cement color. Thank you for those that are still on Facebook, you guys. I mean, on YouTube. By the way, if you could help me out, help this girl out by simply subscribing, please, before you head out. Really appreciate it. Subscribe. All right, guys. So this is going to be taking a couple of coats of paint, and after the second coat of paint, I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch on it, just to kind of give it a little bit of that, you know, look that is now very popular, trending. I love your name. A couple of tralalalas. Colleen, thank you so much for being here. I think this is your first time here, and I love your name. Welcome. Mary Snyder, really? You just still think of them every night. Yeah, I grew up with her until I moved here in the States at the age of 12. So, lots of beautiful memories. Unknown. Well, thank you for letting us know that you're here. Official ABV 25. Would you rather have $1 million or $1 million or $1 that doubles every day? Interesting question. That's an interesting question, my friend. Which he says, would you rather have $1 million or $1 that doubles every day? I would say $1 that doubles every day. Because if it doubles, that means first day you have $1, second day you have $2, the next day you have $4, the next day you have what? $8, the next day you have $16, so and so on. So I would much rather have that. And every day of that is indefinitely. There's no time. Thank you for that question. It's really interesting. This is the kind of different crowd that you get on YouTube, you guys. All right, so this is the second coat of paint. Look how beautiful it is. Isn't it gorgeous? And it gives you a nice coverage. And you guys, today's episode is only 45 minutes, so I'm going to make sure that I am out of here by 8:30. So this is like no extra time. So 8:30 I must be out of here. So we got to be all done by 8:30. All right, second coat, second time drying. Said $1 that doubles every day, correct, right? Your father-in-law will be 105 today. Well, happy birthday to him. And let's say hello to Miss Carol T. Studios 5 and DIYs. Thank you, Miss Carol, for being here. Thank you, Miss Patty, for your condolences. Appreciate them. Yeah, so you have more people. Okay, I cannot say Jean Aroda. How are you? Meow meow. This is drying pretty quickly, so you just want to make sure. Just keep it moving, keep it moving. It's kind of like, feels like Dory. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Just keep drying, drying, drying. And again, we started with just acrylic paint. I mean, sorry, acrylic or ornament, clear acrylic ornament. But you could certainly reuse any ornaments that you may have in your house that from any other color. You certainly can reuse them. Hello, unknown between three of. Hello, hello. Okay, a little bit more, and let's see if we could get started. Okay, so now that we got, this is what we have so far, and it's not fully dried, so I have to be very careful with this because it isn't fully dried. Okay, I'm going to get my little cup. See if you could put it right there. Okay, all right, so while I have this sort of drying, you know what, I'm going to put the fan on, and I'm going to continue just leaving it here so you can continue to dry. Okay, so that's continuing to dry. Yes, that is happy heavenly birthday, 105. All right, so let's go ahead and take out our molds, our cast. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this and just go ahead and pull it back. I'm already starting to see some things I don't like, which is that bow is all completely broken. So I'm gonna have to redo it. It's all broken. I'm gonna try to redo it again. That was not good. Let's take out the other ones. I'm gonna go ahead and just open up my cast like this, and just make sure that the cornstarch gets to every crevice as I'm pulling it back. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'll be completely honest. This is the reason why I don't do a lot of casts, little casts with clay, because sometimes I'm just not the greatest. I'll be honest. I'm not the greatest at it. I'm good with the bigger sizes, but with the little ones, I don't know why, you guys. I just have a hard time peeling them off. I don't know why. Does that happen to you? Am I like, do I need to take a class, or is there someone that has mastered this cast making with clay that could give me a few tips? Because it's just for the small ones. I'm good with the big ones, but with the small ones, it usually ends up happening. Like, I make sure that it's filled up. I really do. Make sure that I'm pressing it down. Then, but when it comes to trying to release it, it happens. For some reason, with the small ones, it peels off. Do you think it would be better than resin? And you think that put the freezer, put in the freezer? You mean put the clay in the freezer, Carol, before I put it in, or as I'm putting this in there? So let me know, what point do I put it in the freezer? Because I'm at this point, I'm like ready to try something new, because it's you know, it's kind of, what do you call that, insanity, you know, to continue trying something that is just going to break on you. So let me know, at what point do I put it in the freezer? Okay. We're gonna try this one more time. Okay. Okay, so no, you put the mold in the freezer with the clay in it. Okay. And for how long? Okay, it's releasing a little bit easier. I'm really, really bending it. Okay, this came out a little bit better. I'll be honest with you, it's not 100. It's not like, woohoo, what a beautiful job. But at least it's all in one piece. Just gonna put it right on that side. At least it's all in one piece. Okay, so you're gonna put that on the side. Yes, it is air dry clay. One hour or all day, really? Oh, okay. Okay, let's go ahead and release these. And this one came out great. Releasing the next one. And these came out great, great, great. Perfect. Those came out great. Move that to the side. Got the last one here. Okay, see, those come out great. So, okay. So now let's see if we could get to work. So we have our little ornament here. It's still kind of wet on the top, so let me just do that. Yeah, it does look great. Diana Alvarez, how are you? Thank you for being here. Hi friends on YouTube. Would you tell me, I'm just trying to increase my reach. Would you tell me please where you guys are watching, and also let me know if you have, I hope you have given a thumbs up. I only see 2 people that have given this a thumbs up. Before you leave, would you please give it a thumbs up and be sure that you subscribe. Subscribe. Okay, so now I'm gonna take it this way, and we're going to start getting. I'm gonna get my my glue. I'm gonna use my tacky glue. You could also use your wood glue, but I do like using my tacky glue. So I'm gonna put it upside down. And you all, I don't know who's behind me. I really don't know who's behind me. But I hope I need to make sure that I'm out by 45 after. I mean, sorry, by 8:30 Eastern, because I want to make sure that we are polite and follow the rules. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just put a very, very small amount, and I'm going to just dab it with my fingers. Just dabbing a little bit of glue with my fingers. And this is tacky glue. You could also put Tie Bond, just more like a wood glue. Okay. Save our ornament here. We're gonna put my ornament to place right where I want it to be. There. Look at that. Doesn't that change already? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start working it out. And I'm going to, on the sides here, I'm going to go ahead and use my other scroll molds or cast. So we're gonna do the same thing by adding the glue. And what I'm going to do with these is that I'm going to kind of have them follow the ends of my ribbon. So I'm going to kind of follow the ends in this manner. So it looks like it's just, oh, you see? It looks like it's just following along or trailing along. I'm gonna put the other one on the other side. By the way, you guys, if you're not, if you, I'm YouTube, we're simultaneously showing or going live on YouTube. So if at any point, if you're on Facebook and you can't see me or you have issues with Facebook, do know that that is available to you. Okay, this one cracked, and that's okay. I think I could go ahead and put it together. It's only cracked in one place. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of bring it back and around to continue that scroll work to the other side. See that? So more than halfway, this is the only part that it doesn't have it. So more than halfway has that on. All right, so now, making sure that that's even, that that's glued. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and start putting these on there. So on the back, I'm going to go ahead and put this one directly here. So we want, I want it kind of go around, but I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to go ahead and put it upside down and put it down this way with our bow in there. So let's go ahead and get it ready. There it is. Beautiful. Look at that, friends. Doesn't that look gorgeous already? We've got our bow. We got our clay. I mean, our scroll on the sides. Now, in addition to this, we still have another one. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put it towards the back here. Or perhaps maybe not. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it up front. I'm going to go ahead and break this one up, actually. I'm going to go ahead and break this one up. And I'm going to borrow some of the pieces from here. See, I'm going to open this one up right here. So I'm going to borrow it, and I'm going to kind of bring it over. Or change your mind. Why don't we just put it around here? I think that looks a lot more beautiful. Look at that. Let me go ahead and put it. I think that looks a lot more beautiful. See that? I am going to open it up, bring it down a little bit, because otherwise I will not be able to put the clip up on top. Going to go ahead and get the other piece here. Hold on. Okay. There. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other piece here. We're gonna go ahead and put it on the other side. So all around we have all this scroll work. Okay. Beautiful. Go ahead and, okay. So now I have a scroll work on the top, have my sides, and this is what I got. Now, we're going to, the best thing that we could do at this point would be to allow it to dry naturally. But since we have other intentions in mind, I'm going to go ahead and put these on the side. And I'm going to very gently, very gently with my brush here, going to go ahead and paint it. Okay. And the way that we're going to paint it, we're going to go ahead and use kind of like a little bit of more watered down. Hi, B, my friend. Thank you. Are you? I am online. Hi. Thank you, B. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to water down my paint. I'm going to use my little cup here. And I'm going to use a little bit of a darker color. So I'm going to try to see if I could get my wax or a little bit of brown paint. And this is just Truffled by Waverly. We're going to just use a little tiny bit. Oh, gee, my Truffled has really truffled. Has kind of gotten a little bit dark, dried. But that's okay, because we're going to water it down anyways. I think it's time to get a replacement. Okay. So I'm putting some some water. That's not distilled water. That's regular water. I'm going to water it down, my paint, so it's kind of drippy. And that's because my cast is still drying. And if I put really thick paint on it, you guys, I'm going to damage it. So I'm using a brush that has long, soft bristles. And we're going to give this baby some paint. And you may think, yeah, it's a little bit too dark, but it's easier to light up our cast, and make sure that this ends up being the contour paint. Just like the way that you will do makeup, and you have your contour, your darker tones, and then you do your highlights and you lighten it up. That's the same thing that we're going to be doing here. Just want to make sure that we get into those little tiny crevices. So that we could highlight in a way those all of the details of this scroll work, the scroll cast. As I'm doing it, I'm just kind of like very lightly pressing it with my brush. But remember, this brush is going to be long bristle, soft bristle brush. So we're not damaging our work. There. Guys, can you believe, we have just about 3 minutes, but can you believe in Colombia, where my grandmother passed, the same day that she passed, it's the same day she was buried. In those third world countries, you know, you buried the dead basically the same day. That gives you very little time to process. Okay. So now that we've done that, I am going to now take a very soft, looking for a very soft bristle brush. And by the way, guys, I am going to continue working on this. And you're welcome to come back and get a picture of it. Or I'm going to dip this in water, by the way. You're welcome to come back and see the finished work of this. It would also be available on YouTube should you want to see it, the completion of this. So on Facebook, I will be showing you just the finished product, the picture of just the finished product. I'm taking water and I'm watering down those edges, by the way, just to kind of soften the colors around that. Watering down just the edges around the scroll. And as I water down my edges, I'm going to take a wet paper towel, a wipey, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove the coloring. See? So I'm going to water down just to kind of brush off. Make sure that the paint doesn't truly stick. Only on what's left on the ornament. I'm not touching the scroll. And I'm going to just very gently with my wipey, see that? Just coming off and kind of removing whatever the paint has been released. Hi, Angie Stevens. How are you, friend? Yes, the truffle looks like chocolate. Makes you hungry. So who is the next person in line today? I did not see. Forgive me. I was working and did not see who was coming after me. But it is 9:30. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 8:30 on my watch. So I am going to let you guys go. You could pass whenever you want to on YouTube, and you could continue seeing the full episode of this ornament. You could also come back and I will take some pictures and you will see that. I will try to post it on Craft Around the Clock. In the meantime, I had a fun time crafting with you. Hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope that this gets you wheels working onto. Remember, this is not done, so I'm gonna get your wheels working as to what we're going to do. All right, may God bless you, may God keep you, make his face shine upon you, may God grant you his peace. Have a beautiful night, and enjoy the next crafter here on Craft Around the Clock. Don't forget to follow if you are not, and give this episode a thumbs up. Have a beautiful night, guys. Love you all. Jeanette is next. Wonderful. From Backroom Creations, I believe. Adios. But I'm going to stay here on YouTube, you guys. So we're gonna see this through, okay? If you are in YouTube, you're not leaving me. Hope not. So again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just brushing off, as you could see, brushing off the paint. And we're taking the wipe and we're removing. Now, what is this doing? Is that it's leaving me just a scroll to have this beautiful tinting just on the scroll. Okay. There it is. Not only that, but this gives some type of an antiquing to our ornament. It gives a nice antiquing effect to our ornament. Okay, so this is what I got thus far. Going to go ahead and just give it a very light drying. And we're going to continue with our next color. Let me know in the comments, have you ever seen this done? Have you ever wondered how is it that they do these things and want to see it done? Because you know, you're not here just because. There's a reason why you're here. You're not just here just because, just stumbled across. So, see, kind of like a little bristle. So I'm just going to try to dry, because we're going to put a little bit of now the other color, the lighter color. So let me know on YouTube how you guys, if this is something that you first time seeing it, would always wanted to see how it was done. The nice thing about using a glue like a tacky glue is that you could go ahead, and if some of your color or some of your clay has moved its from place, be sure that you kind of push them into place. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm going to come back. I'm gonna get a new wipey, and we're going to do a dry effect on this. Now that we have dried it off as much as we can, can't continue fully drying you all without messing or kind of like hurting the plastic of my orb, of my ornament. So I have some wipies, and I'm going to take another brush, and look how nice and soft brushes it has. Okay, I'm gonna take some white wax. I'm gonna allow me to take it. Give me 1 second. And this is going to be a white liquid brush. Hold on a second. Here's my white. Just how my wax is. So this one is by Folk Art. This is a white liquid wax. In the white wax, what it's going to do is that it's going to be giving you the white color, but it's not going to be fully adhering completely, and it's going to be very easy for you to remove where you don't want it to be. Okay, let's see, first time seeing it, and we'll definitely give a shot when I pull out my moldings. Oh, please do, please do. I'm gonna be honest, B, it's don't expect it for you to be fully mastering this the first time you do it. It has taken me several times, so maybe you're much better. It has taken me several times to kind of get it done. And I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer. I want you to see what I'm trying to do. So notice what I'm doing. I'm going to take my wipey, and with my wipe, I'm going to be removing. Just brushing very lightly on the scroll. This one is on the bow. And again, this is by Folk Art, and it's called white wax, and it's a liquid one. Be sure that you are using a liquid one and not a paste. Because a paste, because my mold is not fully dried, is going to be kind of disturbing the placement of my mold or my cast. So with this, I'm still able to remove it and not disturb so much. Now, as I bring it down, it's going to kind of, in a way, disappear. See how I'm going to bring it down? And look how it just very gently disappears into the paint. So here it is. See that? And right away, instantly, it gives you that old world feel of an old ornament, a vintage ornament. Tell you what, guys, I'll be honest, it took me a little while. It took me a minute to kind of figure out like all these things about wax and, you know, and dry brushing and lots of different techniques in painting. But the more I tell you how you kind of get it, by using it, by trying it, by giving it a try. It's not one of those things that you're going to kind of learn overnight. You're definitely going to be making mistakes, but that's how you learn. Isn't that how it is in life? We learn by doing. And it's no different when it comes to crafting. Look at that. We're going to get this, allow this to dry one more time. And after that, all we're going to do is just giving it a little hint here and there of little hint here and there of gold by just doing a little bit of rub and buff. And as this wax kind of dries up, you'll see that it starts kind of like showcasing a little bit more of the brown on the scroll. So you'll see a little bit more. And if I were to intentionally come and draw of, you know, try to take off, especially from the surfaces, from the higher surfaces of my ornament, start taking off some of the wax right directly from the top, you'll see that you'll have more of that contour effect. You know, the dark and the light. But as it is, it looks just stunning. As it is. And I have another one sitting there, another clear acrylic ornament that I can't wait. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do one other one. Because it's just stunning. It's just beautiful. Okay. I'm going to close up my wax. I'm going to make sure that I keep my brush on top of that. And what I'm going to do with my, oh, thank you. Yes, don't be critical. I mean, it takes a learning. It takes time to learn. So I'm going to be very, very gentle and just remove from the very top whatever you think you can. Whoops. Look at that. We have something removed. Hold on. That's okay. It's just because it has a lot of, you know, we put wax and water. Just gonna go ahead and just dab, dab, dab. And whatever time, you guys, you could go ahead and put a little bit more glue. Remember, it's just a tacky glue. I'm gonna dab, 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 making sure that we're continuing to make, put a little bit of, I'm gonna remove this, you guys, because I'm going to just put a little more glue underneath. There. Some of the glue, some of the water has gotten under the glue, or the wax has gotten under the glue. So that's all. The nice thing about this is that you could still kind of move things around. I'm going to just very lightly just dry it. I'm going to put it from the back side here, just to kind of give it a hint of drying time. So I said this one, hold it this way. There. Can't be too direct with the heat. Remember, it's an acrylic piece. You just can't be too direct with it. All right, so while I'm gonna put it in front of the fan, and while I get my rub and buff, just have my hand in front of the fan, making sure that I get my rub and buff out. I'm surprised you didn't use the blue or brown, because it looks like I am a totally blue person, and but I've been wanting to have that old world feel, and this is antique gold. So what I'm going to do, I can't do the whole thing, you guys, and that is because everything's still wet and still drying. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit it on the end, just so that you guys can see how it's going to eventually look like. Put some of my rub and buff in there. I'm going to kind of do the finger that does the least amount of pressure, which is your ring finger. I'm going to bring this over so you guys can see. See how right away it changes things? Yes, the wax is still there, so look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Again, all of this is still drying, but I just kind of want you to see more or less how it will look at the very end. You see how the darker tone is starting to pop a little bit more? That's going to continue happening. Okay, I'm going to stop here, just because I still got to fix that other part that has still, it's just a lot of things that still need to dry, friends. I've been trying to force it dry, and don't want to continue doing that because I don't want to damage things. All right, here we go. See how it looks very old worldly. We're going to, at the very end, the top part of our ornament is going to also have some rub and buff. And I have some brown rub and buff. Some brown, it's called Spanish copper. Spanish copper I could do, or I could do a little bit of the ebony, which is the black, and then let it, and then just hit it with the gold on top of that. So either or, it'll be great. But I hope this went ahead and gave you, thank you for the hearts. Very Victorian like, yes ma'am. So I hope that this gives you an idea of something to do, or something other, you know, something else to do with your ornaments. Lots of, we could create things that it looks not like $1, or not. This one cost me 25 cents, so not like a 25 cents ornament. So it could, I mean, honestly, this looks right here that I paid at least 10 to 15 bucks for this. You know, just that. So have a collection of this. Put some beautiful velvet ribbon on it, and hey, it looks beautiful. Thank you so much for joining. Be sure that you have subscribed. Before you go, give this a thumbs up if you have enjoyed your time. Check out the rest of my videos, and I have lots of different ways for you to do your very handmade decorations that are easy and very affordable. And you can show you step by step exactly how to do it. And have a beautiful rest of your week if I don't get to see you again. But I hope you do. If you subscribe, you could get notifications. So subscribe, make sure that you ring that bell so you can receive all notifications when I'm going live. Have a beautiful rest of your night. May God bless you. May God keep you. Make his face shine upon you. And may the good Lord grant you his peace. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Adios.